20 years, the rest of his life preaching of his knowledge to the people. He attended Nirvana in his 72nd year in Pavapuri of Bihar. They also believe that it is only through the purification of the soul that one can achieve freedom from the rebirth and attain the Nirvana. Purification is possible through meditation, fasting, punishment of the body, and the destruction of the body. This process is known as an Salekana. So here Vardhamana, Mahavira Vardhamana, what he did, he spent 30 years preaching the people, and in the year, that is in 72nd year, he attended the Nirvana. Nirvana means what? Moksha. So how he gave this Nirvana process means what? Doing meditations, no solid and liquid food, only through the meditation. So this process is called as an Salekana. So doing this process, there is a rebirth. They can attain and freedom. They can be achieved. They can give freedom to their soul, and there is a rebirth. So this process is called as an Salekana itself. And the concept of karma is very important aspect of the Jainism. So according to this, a human being can attain salvation only through good and the holy acts. Acts means what? Work. What kind of things we need to do? Deeds. Work that is good. And whatever the work we should do, it should be purified. It shouldn't be any kind of a sinful thing. Okay, we shouldn't cheat anyone. So without cheating, we need to earn our own hard work. So to attain enlightenment, the soul had to achieve freedom from the bondages. Bondages means what? Burdens, responsibilities of the body. Traditionally, we get to see that is two important sects among the Jains. That is Shvetambaras and the Digambaras. Who wear white clothes are called as Shvetambaras, whereas those saints they do not wear clothes are called as Digambaras. So in the Jainism there are two sects are there, that is Shvetambaras and the Digambaras. Shvetambaras, the one who wear the clothes, the two white clothes, those are called as Shvetambaras. The one who don't wear clothes, those are called as Digambaras. And the preaching of Mahavira were compiled in the 12 volumes called as 12 Angas by the Jains, and they are in a Prakrit language. And a group of Jains migrated means what? They moved from the south due to the famine. Famine means what? The shortage of food, to Bihar and settled down in the Shravana Belgola. And after the Jainism spread, and many works were written in Kannada, Telugu and the Tamil languages. So the famous Kannada poets, that is Pampa, Ranna, Janna and Ponna, were accepted the Jainisms. Okay, so this is about the Jainism, and these are the 5 laws given by the Vardhamana Mahavira, and the 3 Ratnas, that is the 3 jumps: Samyak Gyan, Samyak Darshan, Samyak Charita. Samyak Gyan is what? Right faith. Samyak Darshan, right knowledge, and Samyak Charita, path to liberation. So this is the thing. And next about the Buddhism. Siddhartha, who later became and known as Gautama Buddha, was born in 6th century BC. His family, Siddhodana, his father Siddhodana, the king of the Republic of Shakya, renouncing kingly luxury and the familial happiness. So same here also, Gautama Buddha, Siddhartha, his actual name was Siddhartha, he also rejected his luxurious life, his kingly life, everything. And what he did, he also renounced, rejected everything, and he also became an hermit. Hermit means of going far away from the society, staying in the lonely places, alone in the forests and all. So those people are called as a hermit. And he, he embarked upon the quest for the truth. He was in search. He was in the search itself. For what? For the purpose of the truth and attaining the enlightenment. He became Buddha after becoming Buddha. He first went to Sarnath in Banaras. There in the Deer Park, he gave his first sermon. Sermon means what? First speech or a lecture. This is called as a Dharma Chakra Parivartana. On this topic, he has given his first sermon. And there are the 4 noble truths given by the Buddha. That is a dukkha. Dukkha means what? Life is full of suffering itself. That is called as a dukkha. And the second one, that is a samudaya. Suffering comes from the desire, wantings. From where the suffering? Why the pain? The person is in sorrow. Why he is not happy in his life? Because his desires, his wants are more. When his desires and wants are more, he will be in pain, sorrow. He won't be happy. And the third one, that is nirodha. So how suffering stops? Suffering stops when desires, wantings will stop itself. And the last, the 4th noble truth, that is manga. In order to stop those desires, follow the eightfold paths. So this eightfold path, marga, that is called as eightfold paths are right action. We should be an moral. We should lead a model life to the others. Others should inspire us, admire us. That is called as right action. Right speech. We shouldn't lie. And we shouldn't use those words that it hurts them. Right vision. How it is our vision? It is good or bad. Right livelihood. Our profession shouldn't harm others. Right efforts. What kind of efforts we are putting? We are doing hard work or a laziness. Recollection. Resolve. Recollect the good things. Right? Resolve. Right? Recollection. And the right recollection. Concentrate, focus, meditation, focus on our goals, focus on our achievements. Resolve. So whatever the problems are there with others, we need to resolve it. Our thoughts, right thoughts should be there in us. So these are the eightfold paths that lead us into the happy life given by the Gautama Buddha. And Buddha realized that desire was a main root cause of this sorrow. Suffering. Why the man is suffering in this world? Why he is not satisfied? Because his wants, his desires are more. Day by day they are increasing. So when we stop these wants, desires, then we can lead a happy life. Only by the liberation of excessive means more desires could a peaceful life be lived. Without any desires, and we can live the peaceful life. And Buddha preached the eightfold paths by eliminating desire. These are called as these are also called as middle paths. Those are the right action, right speech, right vision, right livelihood, right effort, right recollection, right resolve, and the right thought. And followers of the new religion, who were following this new religion, this Buddhism, they were the wealthy merchants, artisans, and the common people were inspired by the new teachings. And Buddha gave his message in the Prakrit language of the common men, and even it is a language of the common men, and related them to various aspects of their tradition. Took a new role of transforming the lives of the people. Buddha and his followers visited Kosala, Magadha, and many cities on the Gangetic plains and spread his message. Where? In the northeast. They, in his that is an 88-year Buddha's glory life of selfless service came to an end at the Kushinagar. This has been called as Mahapuri Nirvana. And viharas were constructed in all the areas in which Buddha wandered. Means in which all the places Buddha visited, in those all places viharas were constructed. People preserved his relics and bones in the chaityalas and the stupas. Relics means are the remaining things used by the Buddha. And after Buddha's death, his followers collected his teachings and traditions in the form of Tripitakas. Tripitakas means what? 3 baskets. That is Vinaya. Vinaya is rules of monks and the nuns. It is a book of the discipline. Next one, that is Dhamma and the Abhidhamma. So these are the Tripitakas. Tripitakas means what? 3 book baskets. Over a period of time, and this agreement arose in the teachings and the different branches sprang up, grow up, and the sects in the Buddhism are Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana, and the sutras continued into being. So this is about the Buddhism, and this is the lesson about the rise of Jainism and Buddhism, new religion, that is Jainism and the Buddhism. Here I ended my lesson. Thank you, students. If you have any queries and complaints, you can contact me. Thank you so much.